reworked our models, and we have never said NVIDIA is going to be a bad stock. What we have said is we think that the bigger AI plays, now that NVIDIA, or let's say back 6 months ago when it was near its zenith, we were saying back then, there are companies out there people don't even understand are the most important AI plays and share gainers in the software space and in the embodied AI space, the physical space. Think Tesla, which is robots, energy storage, AI. So we were very much focused on who NVIDIA was enabling. Now we're taking a closer look after this drop. What we are seeing is the hyperscalers themselves are all trying to build out their own chips. NVIDIA still has the lion's share. Even in our model, we battle tested it, dropping it from 80% share in GPUs down to 40% in the next 5 years, and taking its margin structure back down into the 60s, the gross margins from the 70s. We still get a north of 20% compound annual rate of return now. But I think many investors are just asking that question, wait a minute, are they going to lose share? Whether it's to AMD or to their largest customers.
Not Intel.
No, not Intel. But Amazon has Graviton and Trainium. Google has the TPU. Microsoft, Meta, they are evolving their own chips. So this market won't be NVIDIA's alone, but all praise to NVIDIA for the incredible opportunities it has created. It really got the AI revolution going, and we think it's still going to play a mighty role. We do own it in many of our funds.
So NVIDIA to you is still a growth stock?
Yes.
Still a growth stock.
The arena of the stock market is an ever-changing landscape that continuously captures the world's attention with its dynamic shifts and trends. In this high-speed domain, a new wave of excitement is washing over market enthusiasts and tech aficionados alike. Nvidia, the renowned tech giant, celebrated for its pioneering strides in technology, has revealed Groot N1, an innovative foundation model engineered specifically for humanoid robots, and Cathie Wood and other investors have a lot to say about it. Let's delve right into this extraordinary leap forward. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
DeepSeek is just putting those very rapid declines into a bit of overdrive here.
So I wonder if you see NVIDIA falling much further. Is this an attractive price to be buying it, do you think?
Well, we own it in some of our portfolios. We are not buying the dip yet. We do want to learn more about DeepSeek and more about how the market or the demand for inference chips might outpace those for training chips. We think the whole area is going to be vibrant. We just think there might be a little bit more of an adjustment to this new reality.
Where you say that what DeepSeek shows is kind of that you can do more with less capex.
Yes.
Who do you think that's going to motivate in the US most, as Donald Trump is kind of saying? Who's going to be best at doing more with less?
Well, anyone using AI. We are focused on the productivity gains for knowledge workers, which are going to be massive. That's the biggest impact of AI. But if we're looking at sectors and spaces generally, where this acceleration in innovation is going to be meaningful, we think autonomous mobility, so robo-taxis, we think that's going to scale from essentially nothing now to an $8 to $10 trillion global opportunity, including China. But the sleeper here is healthcare. And we're seeing the convergence of sequencing technologies, all kinds of sequencing technologies, artificial intelligence, and then gene editing technologies like CRISPR-Cas9. That combination, we believe, is going to cure disease. It's already curing disease, sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia. That's CRISPR Therapeutics. But we think they're aiming now for type 1 and type 2 diabetes. That would be a category killer. So think about that. Curing disease, AI helping us decode the secrets of life, death, health.
Those are 2 areas where regulation plays a big part. You've spoken about your optimism about deregulation under Donald Trump. Do you think those are 2 areas we should expect to see big deregulation about what technology can get involved in?
Yes, I think in both, safety first, and I think anyone moving into this market or these markets would agree with that. So sensible regulation. But in the U.S., the robotaxi field is regulated by 50 states. We think that will change to one regulator, the federal government. After all, transportation does cross states, so that makes sense. In the healthcare realm, that is where the thicket of regulations has really strangled the industry, and even more than the outright regulations, it was the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, not allowing mergers and acquisitions, and therefore not allowing strategic buyers, big biotech companies, to not allowing them to buy the smaller companies, so that we had price discovery. Now we're going to see price discovery. How much are these companies that are curing disease worth to these large strategic buyers?
Groot N1 promises to bridge the widening labor gap with its advanced cognitive capabilities. This momentous revelation was brought to light by Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, during the GTC 2025 event held in the vibrant city of San Jose. This announcement sets the stage for a potential tectonic shift in the robotics industry, sparking conversations about transformative innovations and their far-reaching implications. As the stock market buzzes with the latest news about Nvidia's plunge into the world of embodied AI, it becomes evident how innovation and strategic foresight drive this technological behemoth continually forward. The unveiling of Groot N1 signifies a monumental milestone in the quest to enhance robotic cognitive capabilities. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
Everybody pay attention to this space. This could very well likely be the largest industry of all. At its core, we have the same challenges. As I mentioned before, there are 3 that we focus on. They are rather systematic. 1, how do you solve the data problem? How, where do you create the data necessary to train the AI? 2, what's the model architecture? And then 3, what's the scaling laws? How can we scale either the data, the compute, or both, so that we can make AIs smarter and smarter and smarter? How do we scale? And those fundamental problems exist in robotics as well. In robotics, we created a system called Omniverse. It's our operating system for physical AIs. You've heard me talk about Omniverse for a long time. We added 2 technologies to it. Today I'm going to show you 2 things. One of them is so that we could scale AI with generative capabilities. A generative model that understands the physical world. We call it Cosmos. Using Omniverse to condition Cosmos, and using Cosmos to generate an infinite number of environments allows us to create data that is grounded, controlled by us, and yet be systematically infinite at the same time. Okay, so you see Omniverse, we use candy colors to give you an example of us controlling the robot in the scenario perfectly, and yet Cosmos can create all these virtual environments. The second thing, just as we were talking about earlier, one of the incredible scaling capabilities of language models today is reinforcement learning, verifiable rewards. The question is, what's the verifiable rewards in robotics? And as we know very well, is the laws of physics. Verifiable physics rewards.
The announcement of Groot N1 at GTC 2025 might have offered a temporary nudge to Nvidia's stock price. However, the true impact of this revelation lies in its broader implications, particularly in how AI is set to redefine various sectors. Jensen Huang's optimistic vision reflects a future where AI's influence permeates deeply into physical AI and robotics, crafting a captivating narrative about future technological integration and its potential to reshape our world. The integration of Nvidia's dual-system approach aims to create a seamless synergy within robots, allowing them to operate with a level of cognitive and functional dexterity previously unattainable. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
I think it's going to be a watershed event. I mean, I think when you hear from the godfather of AI, Jensen, he's going to lay out what demand looks like for Blackwell. And ultimately, I mean, right now, we believe 15-to-1 demand to supply, you know, in terms of what we see for Blackwell. It's about not just things like in terms of Rubin and others, physical AI, autonomous robotics. And I hear everything that Josh is saying, but in my opinion, we are in year 3 of an 8 to 10 year build out for the AI revolution. And that's why it's so front and center what we're going to hear from the godfather of AI, Jensen, you know, in San Jose.
All right, so Nvidia shares have now pulled back notably, not as much as other mega cap technology stocks have, but a lot of it was driven by kind of the recent quarterly reports that have come out. The fundamentals are very much intact. Nobody's going to dispute that. But the question is relative to expectations, and that's where Nvidia ran into some problems with its most recent numbers. They're still growing, and by a rapid clip. But why are analysts then so much more bullish where they cannot meet exactly or exceed a lot the expectations that are out there?
I think it's a digestion period. I mean, I think we go through the next 4 quarters, you're going to ultimately see, I think street numbers are going to come up 15-20% over the next few years. I think buy side definitely is very negative here, but as this all plays out, I think it's a stock that has a 2 in front of it. Because the AI revolution, remember, despite DeepSeek in terms of everything we saw there, with some of the Cinderella story, in terms of some of the fears, in terms of Nvidia on the chip side, there's one chip in the world fueling this, it's Nvidia.
This is the cheapest you have been able to buy Nvidia stock since October of 2022, before the launch of ChatGPT, which set off the AI era. So Nvidia in the AI era, as the leading player in AI, has never been a better bargain than it is today. The stock is, the company has 52% growth expectations for this year. It's now a 20 forward PE. How insane is this market right now, where they would rather buy Walmart at 30 some odd times earnings than this at 20? Walmart, if they're lucky, might be growing high single digits this year.
I'd say in 25 years doing this, I can name, so I count the times that have been almost the generational opportunities relative to what the stock's doing. That's where I think Nvidia is here.
I think this is a generational
I think
opportunity.
because my view is we're going to be talking about Nvidia 4 trillion, 5 trillion over the coming years, despite near term, you know, in terms of political export controls, everything else. That's where this is going. We're talking about 2 trillion of AI capex next 3 years. There's only one red phone that you could call to get those chips. It's
you want to laugh?
As Nvidia's stock price reflects the market's initial response to this groundbreaking news, it becomes crucial for stakeholders to keenly assess the current landscape. Forecasting potential growth trajectories will be essential for making informed investment decisions. Finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.